We humans are amazing at inventing powerful tools, but we're also absolutely terrible at using them responsibly. We create something incredible, something that can solve problems, expand our potential, and make life easier, and then almost instantly start using it in ways that undermine us. The internet, the motor car, nuclear power, social media, AI, and so on. The pattern repeats every time. And what stands out is that the tool is never the problem. The problem is us. So today I want to talk about something that sits at the heart of our relationship with technology, not fear or hype, but something much more important. Personal responsibility, and a question that we should each be asking ourselves. What do I actually want technology to do for me? Because every tool has two sides, and so far we have a bad track record of choosing the right one. If you strip away all technology, the devices, the machines, the electricity, even the hand tools, what are we? We're essentially naked apes with big ideas. It's our tools that elevate us, extend us, and turn potential into capability. A chisel lets us carve, and a lens can help us see more. A pen helps us to document our thoughts, and then a computer can help us to share those thoughts around the world. Importantly, tools are not optional extras in human life. They define human life. They're the bridge between our imaginations and reality. But even though tools define our species, we often fail to use them wisely. We have a tendency to jump to extremes. We swing from enthusiasm to panic and dive headlong into exploiting the power they give us without thought. We forget that all technology is neutral until we start using it. We blame the tool when things go bad instead of accepting responsibility for our use of technology as individuals. Look back through history and you'll see the same story playing out again and again. The motor car is a miracle of mobility and freedom, but it's also one of the leading causes of pollution, noise, frustration, and accidental death. The internet is the greatest library of human information that we have ever created, but it's also a framework for addiction, misinformation, and social fragmentation. Automated tools allow us to build, design, and manufacture at speeds that our ancestors couldn't have imagined, but they've also separated us from the slow, meaningful work that shaped creativity and culture for centuries. AI is the ultimate intelligence amplifier. It reduces labor and can be a partner for our thinking. But when used carelessly, it's a lazy crutch that weakens our minds and could even pose a threat to our very existence without the proper controls. The pattern is always the same. The upside is enormous, but so too is the downside, and we just hurtle forward hoping for the best. And alarmingly, we rarely stop to ask the most important question of all. Is this tool making life better, or is it making it worse? Part of the reason we struggle is that we live in a world with one overriding obsession: efficiency. We're infatuated with making everything cheaper, faster, and easier, and no matter how far that takes us, we always want more. Everything new is sold to us as an almost mandatory replacement for the old. Why use less efficient methods when more efficient methods now exist? In doing so, we act as though efficiency is somehow directly linked to contentment, which clearly it isn't. I mean, have efficient screen-based jobs made us feel more content than our ancestors who skillfully made things by hand? I seriously doubt it. But our natural thinking goes, why make something by hand when a machine can make it for me? Why read a book when I can be given a summary? And why choose anything when an algorithm can make that choice on my behalf? The problem is that human contentment doesn't come from efficiency. It comes from connection, engagement, and achievement. We evolved to explore richness, to feel depth, and to engage in meaningful effort. So when you remove rich, heartfelt, meaningful effort from every aspect of life, you're removing ingredients that give us purpose. And many of the old methods technology has removed, slower, more measured approaches, weren't worse. In fact, they were often better. They built patience and resilience. They built our skill and our attention, and they nurtured craftsmanship. Efficiency is in direct opposition to all of that. It discards the intangible benefits of doing things thoughtfully in favor of decreasing effort and increasing output. Look, I'm not saying that efficiency is bad. It's improved countless areas of life, but I am saying that it isn't everything. And we should be conscious of what we lose when we embrace it wholesale. Because technological progress shouldn't be about removing agency and deleting effort. It should be about making our lives better while leaving enough headroom to keep us physically and mentally healthy. So this is the part that I think matters most for anyone watching this. Technology doesn't have the power to change you, not by itself, but your use of it does. When we use it blindly, it can capture our attention, dull our focus, weaken our bodies, and reduce us. It can soften our abilities and make us lazy. When we use it carelessly, it can hurt others, impact our ecology, and damage our planet. But when we use it actively, it can expand our skills, deepen our thinking, broaden our horizons, and make us better. When we use it intelligently, it can improve our biology, save lives, and preserve our environment. The tools stay the same, but the outcomes differ. Everything rests on our behaviour, not just as a society, but as individuals. Social media isn't inherently corrosive. It becomes corrosive when used unconsciously. AI by itself doesn't threaten our creativity, but it does when we use it as a replacement rather than a collaborator. Automated tools don't naturally dissolve jobs or remove our purpose, but they can if we let them. Technology amplifies whatever mindset you bring to it. If you're curious and intentional, it elevates you. But if you continuously use it to remove effort, it will damage you. In other words, tech isn't the problem. It simply reflects and multiplies our behavior. Whether it becomes a problem or improves things is always down to us. So where does that leave you? Where does it leave me? And where does it leave us as a species? Well, in my mind, the answer is simple, but incredibly important. It's time to start approaching technology with maturity, with balance, and with intention. As individuals, we should each assess our current relationship with technology, identifying where it helps us and where it impacts us negatively. We have a tendency to act like kids at a birthday party, gorging ourselves on all the cake and the sweets until we feel ill. So we need to grow up and start choosing what technology we use and how we use it. It's really important to capitalize on tech where it helps us, using it to automate drudgery and monotony out of our lives, strengthen our health, and provide us with information. But we should also see where it's sapping the joy out of living, erasing the slow pleasures of thinking, making, and doing. We can't rely on regulation to tell us how we should use technology because governments and economies are driven by efficiency. So ensuring that tech doesn't damage us on a personal level can only ever be up to us. If you think social media is harming you, reduce your use of it or stop using it altogether. In fact, you can stop using any inputs that you think might be impacting you negatively. Put simply, we each need to take personal responsibility for how we use technology. Because at some point we have to ask ourselves, what do I want technology to do for me? Do I want it to feed me endless material or inspire curiosity? Do I want it to make me passive or more capable? Do I want tech to think for me or think with me? Do I want it to reduce me or amplify me? These questions matter because the coming years will not be shaped by the creation of new tools, It will be shaped by how each of us chooses to use them. The future will be decided by our intentions, and the good news is that we have a choice. We always have. Technology doesn't dictate who we become, it just empowers us to do things differently. And if we care about creativity, depth, skill, craft, community, intelligence, and purpose, we can use tech to amplify all of these things. But if we lose sight, outsourcing everything, if we let convenience replace purpose, then the tools we use will shape us in ways we never intended. So ask yourself this: do I want tech to steer my direction, or do I want to be in control? The answer for me is clear, and I suspect as you're here watching this now, it's clear for you as well. Let me leave you with this. Humans are makers and users. We're the species that shapes its own tools and then forgets to decide how to use them. So moving forward, we need to become as good at using technology as we are at creating it. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. This video was based on my writing over at layeredfuture.com. If you'd like to explore the full article or browse through other topics, you'll find it all there.